Ah, so we were fun.
This in your backdrop. Hotel go live, you're fine. You live now? Trinidad and Tobago. You ready?
You ready?
This is called Africa Grounds in Enterprise. I am here together with members of the Progressive Empowerment Party and some people from the neighborhood, I believe. And we're here to light a candle for Jamal Modest. Now, of course, a candle is just a symbol of people stopping to care. But more importantly, and the conversation we have to have as a people in this country again, is why is it so easy for things like this to happen and the people of Trinidad and Tobago, the voters, not be more responsive, not ask more questions? There's a reality that you can't escape. When I lit the first candle for Andrea Barrett, I barely knew her name. I had never met her in life. I didn't know her dad. I didn't know her family. What I thought was, this is just too much. This has to stop. We can't continue like this. Little girl children can't be victims of mad violence in this country and be dying needless deaths. And that we had to stand up. And that one candle grew into 128,500 signatures on a petition that forced the government to declare a state of emergency because the Candlelight movement was becoming a threat to their narrative. So I want to ask today, because every time something like this happens, I read the threads on all of the media and people ask, where's the candles? Where's the outpouring of support for this one? And I want people to know, if we don't deal with this as a country, if we keep doing this foolishness about fighting each other on race, and where the people who like candle for the Indian girl and where them when now they have a little black boy, you see when we talk like that, all we're doing is rewarding the failures in parliament, the failures in cabinet, the failures in government. We're taking the heat off them and we're putting the heat on people who shouldn't have heat on them at all. You see, it should be up to citizens to come out and show outrage. And the fact that we're not showing outrage is a question that needs to be asked. There are 485,000 people in this country of African descent. Why is this park tonight not full? Why is it not full? I didn't know Andrea Barrett. I don't know Jamal Modest. But I know that no parent should be burying a child. And we can't continue in this country like it's business as usual when these things happen. Because it's not possible that we could be a country so blessed and so cursed at the same time. And whoever you are and wherever you are tonight, there will be people who will call for me to come out and light a candle. If I show up with my candle and my lighter, there'll be people who will say on the thread, he come out to stun. This is politics. So how do you win this? How do we get to a place where 1.4 million of us could get upset and angry, whether it's a little Indian girl or a little African boy or whatever? Why can't we unite in our grief and our disgust with the failures that we are paying in the parliament? That's where the outrage goes. You are supposed to ask, what are you doing with the taxes I am paying you, Mr. Minister of National Security, Mr. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Attorney General? Or is the only purpose of government to rip off, rob and rape the country and to forget the people? Jamal Modest deserved a life. He deserved a full life. He deserved a life of opportunity. He deserved a life of hope. He should not have been gunned down in a park. A park is a symbol of play. He should have been safe here. The community should have protected him here. Instead, the community turned his back as his life was snuffed out, and the community is 1.4 million of us in Trinidad and Tobago. And we have to be ashamed of ourselves that we are allowing people, we are allowing young people, we allowed Shannon Banfield's body to be taken out of a freezer in a store on Charlotte Street, and we not treat that as insanity, as Sammy's face was bitten off by the person who killed her. Her cheek was bitten off. There are teeth impressions still in the morgue. And they should be looking for and finding. It shouldn't be so easy for these things to happen. It shouldn't be so easy. Candles are not the solution unless we light in 1.4 million candles. It's not about candles and it's not about me. It's about us. 1.4 million of us. We need to say that this is, all of it is unacceptable. The drive to come to where these people live in a country that made $3 trillion in the last 60 years is unacceptable. How Trinidadians are living, what we're putting up with, is unacceptable. Every single person in this country, from the top of Goodwood Park Hill to the bottom of Beetham, suffering. Nobody have it nice, no matter who tell you what. You ought to be high and drunk in this country to forget about the madness we live. 5 minutes of rain and all of us swimming in flood. And the worst flood of all is the blood of these young people. Where are all the activists? Where are all those journalists? Where are the people to care? So we light a candle again. We light a candle as a symbol, but we need to get beyond symbols. It is time to unite this country in action. The action of standing together as one people under one flag and tell those people in that parliament, our taxes pay you to work for us. And if you are not doing the job, fire yourself. This country needs a government that is willing to write a law that gives the people the power of recall, that could fire non-functional governments. The Progressive Empowerment Party promises you our first act on our first day, if we convene the parliament, come outside, all of you, and witness the creation of a law that will allow you to fire your government if it doesn't perform. 9-year-old Jamal is now dead. A life of hope snuffed out. Andrea Barrett. You know, every time I say her name, I think about the child that she was. I know nothing about Jamal. I didn't know any of this when I lit the first candle for Andrea, and as I went along, I learned more. But Jamal is 9 years old. Some people say he was 7. That is innocence. That is pure innocence. Our minds, our characters still forming then. He shouldn't have had to face this as an option in life. We have former ministers of national security, former commissioners of police, current ministers of national security, current commissioners of police, talking the stupidness about where the guns passing. If you know where the guns passing and you're not stopping the guns from passing, what's the point of you telling me you want me to go and do that too? If you are the blasted commissioner of police and you can't lock up the head of customs for letting guns through customs and excise, what's the point of you? And if you are the head of customs and you can't stop guns coming through customs, what's the point of you? And if you are a prime minister of this country and you do not understand that the buck stops with you, what's the point of you? We light another candle again for another young person that shouldn't be dead tonight. And we should be ashamed as a country, all of you, because each and every one of you have a wolf sniffing around you. And each and every one of you going to want to find me to light a candle when hate and hurt fall upon your family. And we could change all of that. We could change our futures. We could change the future of this country to one that functions where the people are safe and could live happy lives and children could have hope. That is not this. We live in hell. And until all of us face it, red, white, black, green, and every shade in between, no matter how rich or how poor, or how black or Indian or white or Syrian or whatever, stop it. These candles are not enough. On the 29th of October, we are inviting the country to come to Bamboo number 1 because our office big and our yard big. And they have a whole recreation ground to spill over into if we have more than people that we could. And we want the country to come out. Not to scream, not to shout, not to cuss, not to pelt, nothing. just to stand together and say this should be the last candle we light for any young person getting killed in this country unnecessarily. This should be the last one. Take this. Anybody have candles? Anybody need a lighter? You seen one here that need light?
Yeah, I mean, I was like trying to do this.
Darren. John, you that one?
Yeah. That one?
While he was doing that, like, he's calling all of your names. So go and do one now. Take one for you.
Yes, it brings, I bring it. Hopefully, I want to get stuff from me.
You have my phone still, Sati?
You can just stand up of that channel for a long time.
Yeah. Punch up this here.
This is his uncle.
Yeah, he said you want to go on camera.
Shit. But alright, but you say a few words to me or to the audience in Trinidad?
Nah, I ain't talking no better.
I understand, brother. I hear how you're feeling. I know how you're feeling.
You like that, boy.
That's unacceptable. But what I'm saying is, what I bring is a platform for you to let the whole world know. It's unacceptable. And you should tell them that story. You gotta see your face. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Sorry, Satish, tell David come back here so that all the cameras, all the lights will get the same information. As this is your area, so first of all of the when you mention that this is your area. David, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Precious. Just let all the lives get the same information because all of the members are going to speak and say a few words. So if you all could coordinate that, right? Let Precious get a you take the TikTok. So Precious gonna take the TikTok right now. We're gonna call on Darren Ramsey Paul. This is your constituency right now. So I don't know why this is blurry. Just now. Ready? Hold on, sir. Alright. You'll speak up so they could hear you, right?
Yeah.
Project that voice.
Plus, good night, everybody. So, we out here, Philip and the whole team, the whole PEP team. Well, they know this is my area, Carneys. Just cover all there. I mean, it's real sad to see that what happened. It's a 9-year-old, huh? A 9-year-old in a ground, a playground. This is what we come to? Come on, man, we better than that. We better than that 9-year-old cap in a playground with the youths playing football. What we coming to? That no parents wouldn't send no children in a playground that was designed for children. This ain't making no sense. So I ask everybody, let's come out and support the right thing. Come out and let me make the right choice. It's about time people's children be able to come out and play. Look around, you can't see somebody riding a bike. There's our grounds with light. Lighting right now. You can't see all the cricket. You ain't see nobody riding no bike, you ain't see no children. You feel, watch this. You feel anybody coming back here now? Nobody coming back here to play? It's not gonna make no sense. And we as the youths in this country and the younger people, we have to come out and make a difference. Because if we make a difference, look where we reach to, a 9-year-old. Make this make sense, please. I ask all you that let's come out, let me continue doing the right thing, or let's see we have a leader, and I will call him a leader, which is Mr. Philip. Right? Let me make a difference. It's 60 years past, man. It's about time. It's about time. 60 years, and if all can't make a difference, we will continue going down this road with 9-year-olds. That's when we go reach down younger. That's not we. Come on. That's not making no sense, man. So I ask, let me make this the last. As a youth who was coming up in this area, to become a role model, to become somebody who could have come out here and lead by example. Life gone already. Right? Please, let me come out here and lead by example. Everybody have a good night, and we have some more fellow people to talk. Right?
Alright, so that was Darren Ramsey Paul, the Shadow MP for Caroni East, this particular area. Just before we move on, check your feed, your audio on your phone. People can bring audio issues on your phone, right? So I just load these two for now. Alright, we're gonna call Saparia. Alright.
Ready? Yes, sir.
So speaking now is the Shadow Member of Parliament for Saparia, Mr. John Solomon. Mr. Solomon, talk to us.
Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. We have journeyed all the way from Saparia to come here tonight. We have journeyed all the way from Saparia to come here tonight to say a few words. When it will stop, the innocent lives being lost. It is here today. For a while back it was ongoing. When it's going to stop? We have to stop it at some point. Come out on the 29th. Hear what Mr. Alexander has to say. Innocent lives cannot be being lost all the time, over and over. We have to be here tonight to light a candle. We could be home in our houses. Where's the opposition? Where's the government? None of them here tonight. Were they ever here at all? Do they really care about us? They're playing games. They're playing games. And enough is enough. The PEP is sending a clear message to them. Enough is enough. On the 29th of October, come out in your numbers at Bamboo Ground. Be seen, be heard. Have a good night.
That was John Solomon, Shadow Member of Parliament for Saparia.
Good night, Trinidad and Tobago.
Just now. This thing in the blue in this, but...
Good night, Trinidad
Alright,
and Tobago.
so Shadow Member of Parliament for Point Up here, Mr. Umar Jaikaran Singh, now going to speak to us live now tonight.
Good night, Trinidad and Tobago. I have journeyed all the way from Point of View to be at this ground here with my political leader, Mr. Philip Edward Alexander. This young guy, this young boy, Jamal Modest, condolences to you and your family. My heart goes out for you all because knowing that a young life has left us who could have been someone in this country trying to go. Where is the opposition, as one of my fellow Shadow MP said. Where is the government in all this? We are there tonight. We are here to light what? A candle for a young life again, as it is. There are so many lives, young ones, middle-aged ones, that have been snuffed out because of the non-caring government that he has in this country. I am asking you all, Trinidad and Tobago, this is affecting all of us, and it's affecting us like a tsunami. Please, let us put a stop to this. Come out on the 29th of October at Bamboo number 1 to give support to the Progressive Empowerment Party and our political leader to make the change that we need in this country. This country needs someone who will stand up for what is right, and that is Mr. Philip Edward Alexander. Enough is enough, Trinidad and Tobago. I have a granddaughter. 12 years of age. And you think if this, God forbid, happened to her, that how I would have took this, I'd have been outraged. Trinidad and Tobago, we need you all out here. You're supposed to be here tonight. As my political leader said, 1.4 million people are supposed to be here tonight in support of this. A candle is not enough. Every time, how much candles are we going to light? Every time a young life is snuffed out. This person could have been another prime minister of this country. What is going on in Trinidad and Tobago? Come out, support us on the 29th of October at Bamboo number 1 and give our leader, my leader, Mr. Philip Edward Alexander, the support that he needs. Have a blessed night, Trinidad and Tobago.
All right, so next week, I see Dion Richards waiting. So Dion Richards, all the way from Moruga, Tableland, actually. No. 1 sec, right? You're a bit tall just now. All right. So, Shadow Member of Parliament for Moruga, Tableland, Dion Richards, will now speak to us.
I want to say good night to Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight is a sad night in this country that we live in. Tonight is a terrible night. Some of you may be home, lying down in your bed with your family and so on, without any understanding of the severity that we are facing in this country today. You could never tell when a stray bullet could fly in your home and damage or kill someone in your home and rip your family apart. Tonight we have people mourning a 9-year-old. How is that reflecting on our country and our community? Without any sort of serious intervention from the Ministry of National Security, the Prime Minister, nobody in this country that is paid to manage the affairs and to secure the people of Trinidad and Tobago is coming up with any solution to fix the issues. I could put money on a pot that before the week, the month, the day is up, somebody in this country is going to fall victim to an illegal firearm in this country again. So at what point, we as the people of Trinidad and Tobago are going to say enough is enough, and let us stand up and take this country back, and not just from the normal criminals, you know. We are going to take this country back from the people who are sitting in high office and claiming to be the representation of this country while none is forthcoming. So I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, tonight we are here lighting a candle for this little angel, this sweet little child, and I'm urging everybody in Trinidad and Tobago to come out and support, and let us force the government, stretch their hands. We have a Coast Guard that is doing nothing to stop the importation of illegal firearms in this country. We don't make it here. We don't make it here, right? We understand that the commissioner and the police division is saying that they are aware that firearms is coming through legal ports as well. What is their position? None. You know the problems. What is the solution? I will tell you what is the solution. On the 29th of October, come out in Bamboo number 1. The Progressive Empowerment Party is mobilizing the people of Trinidad and Tobago to come out and stand up and take our country back You don't have to fight. You don't have to pelt a stone. Come out and show the government, show the leaders of this country that we mean business. And we need some sort of serious change in this country that everybody could sleep peaceful at night. You could send your child out, look at this nice big ground for your lights. You can send your child out here to play and run, knowing that he's going to be safe, right? So I'm calling on the people of Trinidad and Tobago today to stand together with the Progressive Empowerment Party while we demand better for ourselves and our family, while we demand better for our lineage next 10 and 20 years in the future. Thank you very much.
So that was Ravi Sicharan. So we're gonna speak to us now. Trinidad and Tobago is Ravi Sicharan, the Member of Parliament for Princestown.
Good night. So it is Wednesday, the 19th of October 2022, and we are here in Enterprise Chaguanas, lighting candles for a 9-year-old child who senselessly lost his life in a most, how should I put it, careless manner. Trinidad and Tobago, my question to you is, when are we going to say enough is enough? When are we going to decide that we have the power and we are going to take back our country, and we are going to ensure that the country is managed properly, ensure that we are safe, ensure that we are having affordable food prices, affordable fuel prices, ensure that the lives of our young ones are safe so we don't have to continue doing this again. How much is enough? How much is enough, Trinidad and Tobago? So tonight I want to appeal to everyone viewing this live and those who will view it later on, tomorrow, next week, to stand up and ask yourself, how much is enough? And how much more are we prepared to accept? On the 29th of October at 4 p.m, the people of the country need to gather, and we will be gathering at Bamboo number 1 in Valsine for a massive meeting where we will be discussing all of the issues, where we will be educating ourselves on our rights and what is needed to take back Trinidad and Tobago. And I urge all of you, forget what you have to do, forget your plans, put everything aside and come out. Come out on the 29th and let us all begin the process of taking back our country, making our country safe, making our country prosperous and productive, making ourselves happy in Trinidad and Tobago. There's too much to bear now. So with these few words, I say good night and look forward to seeing each and every one of you on the 29th of October at Bamboo number 1 Valsine.
That is the Shadow Member of Parliament for Princestown, Mr. Ravi Sicharan. Alright, so coming next right now is Marvin Howard from Pointe-a-Pierre, who will speak to us right now about Mr. Jamal Modest.
Yes, good night, Trinidad and Tobago, good night, Enterprise. My condolences to the Modest family and the loss of the child, 9-year-old Javon Modest. Don't have much to say, it's a very heartfelt moment to the family, to the country. You've seen that in this park, this is a play park. I don't know if anybody showed, but it's a play park which you're supposed to play football, basketball, cricket, so forth. This is one of the places you would not expect something like this to happen. basically that's it. I don't have much to say tonight. Thank you for having me. And see everybody on the 29th of October at Bamboo. Thank you.
That was Mr. Kevon Modest. The father, actually. Father?
No.
No, okay. My bad. All right. Hold on. Speaking next will be the head of mobilization for the Progressive Empowerment Party organizer as well, Satish Ramsaran.
Good night, everybody. I just want to say, see all those people who came in front of you there, they are putting themselves out to come and help fix the country for all of us, right? Country is in a mess. You guys see it. When we give people the power to go to be a member of parliament, we are saying, hey, we're giving you the power and the authority to fix it. We're giving you the power and authority to take away the guns from the country. We're giving you the power and authority to make people accountable. We're giving you the power and authority to stop the corruption, to make life safer for everybody in our country. And this is what these people are here about. Guys, on the 29th of October, come out in Bamboo number 1. You could go on our Facebook page, Philip Edward Alexander, Progressive Empowerment Party. Come and get your information. We have to stand up. The entire country now has to stand up and prevent something like this. And all these that we don't even know, all the atrocities. You have problems. If you have problems, nothing works in this country. The justice system doesn't work, healthcare doesn't work, education system doesn't work, and our politicians are the ones who are supposed to make it work. Yeah? So we have to create a political force in this country to take back this country and start doing good for our people. You all have a good night.
Nice. That was the party organizer, Satish Ramsaran. Speaking now is... And bringing it to a close. Is the political leader to the Progressive Empowerment Party, Philip Edward Alexander.
Behind me, on my right, are candles that cannot bring this boy back from the dead. Behind me, on the left, is a non-functional contract, pelter stone. Around me are lights that cost 150 times what they should have cost. I could stand up here tonight and I could talk for probably the next 72 hours and not repeat the same word twice, telling you all the wrongdoings of the government, the cabinet, the parliament, all of them. But you know, because you're on social media and you're in conversations and you're reading the newspapers and you realize that every single one of them is the same thing. Today I read Paulo Kernahan say to his followers, by now you have to realize they have no difference between the two of them. Those two organizations are designed to destroy this country to the enrichment and betterment of their friends, family and finances. The head of the Chamber of Commerce in this country said the PNM and the UNC are only concerned with self-enrichment. You have to decide if this is still acceptable. We can't undo this. We could prevent it from happening. We should have prevented it from happening from Andrea. We should have prevented it from happening from Shannon. We should have prevented it from happening from Asami. We should have prevented it from happening from Akil Chambers. We should have prevented this from happening from the first time it happened. We're not. We're sitting on our hands and we're talking shit. And a proper leader in this country would have had this country running properly already. But instead you have high-ranking office holders in this country bullshitting you on a daily basis. All should be fired. The president of this republic is a black woman. She should be in this park. What is the point of your salary? What's the point of the prime minister's salary, the attorney general? This country is a joke. And we could cry tears for this little boy tonight. We'll be crying tears for another little child tomorrow. This is unacceptable. You know how much people in this community are wrong me here, afraid to come on this camera? You know how much of them afraid victimization? Afraid loss work or loss of benefits? Government using parliament, using cabinet, using government to enslave the people of this country. We have to break it. You cannot accommodate it. The difference between me and Gary Griffith and me and the rest of them is they believe that you could somehow lie down with a snake and it don't bite you. All are snakes. And you have to understand, if the same corrupt criminals you calling 1% under the PNM was doing business with the UNC, then none of it is acceptable. And you have to say that. You have to. I had to tell somebody just now, because I overheard somebody saying that people passing here for one night, they want me in 1 million locations in Trinidad tonight, but I make sure I come here. I don't know if I can come here more than one night, but I came here to stand for Jamal Modest. And what I don't understand is why everybody in the community, why everybody in this Shogunas, what is this, West or East?
East.
Enterprise, Shogunas East, why aren't you here? Look at the size of this park. This park should be full of people. It should be ringed with candles. It should be, people should be adding their voices. The government and the opposition should be concerned that the people are no longer accepting bullshit as usual. There are little children running around here in the park tonight that every parent around here need to know. You're not guaranteed they have a future tomorrow, and it's not just here. It's all over the country. So what you saying to me? We have the only country on planet Earth that can fix? When these jackasses tell you everywhere there's flood, so okay. So why we can't fix our flooding? Everywhere there are politicians that are thief. Why we can't jail our thieving politicians? Everywhere have jackasses for prime ministers. Why we don't fire this jackass? We need a better country. Kamla Prasad Bisesa is toting a bag of shit for you and pulling at your Indianness. There is nothing in the UNC. Aren't you seeing it for yourself? Aren't you seeing that they have nothing to bring to you but more bullshit as usual? Talking, bacchanal. Two sides of the same cancer, the same people. Rowley stand up in the parliament and say, when they was building Napon Princess building grounds, not one black person was hired, 100% Chinese labor. The same Keith Rowley doing that in Trinidad and Tobago. And the same Kamla Prasad Bisesa that cost Manning for it do the same thing too. Aren't you fed up of being made asses? People telling you that there can't be no change, they're bullshitting you. There could be change in this country. You need an army of lions led by a lion. You need people who could tell you. And I can tell you now, we have the shortest manifesto, and that manifesto, all them parties trying to thief. 21policies.com. Go and see what real vision is for this country. People say that we talk angry. Why aren't you angry? Jamal Modest is dead. I angry for that. I angry for Andrea Barrett. I angry for Sean Luke. I angry for Amy Anamatudo. I angry for Akil Chambers. I angry for the bullshit artists that have been drawing $100 million salary a year and did nothing to protect any of them. We have a government that stole $100 million to bribe one man to jail the next one. But the people at Diego Martin West and Diego Martin Central have to drive through flood every time the rain falls. The people of all these streets in Central and South that have nowhere to turn. The Minister of Works and Transport today put up 2 barrel and caution tape to hold back a landslide. The man is as dumb as a post. He is stupid. He's a fool. And you are tolerating him in office because some of you don't realize that you have a responsibility to this country. And everybody, that man who sang that Banjala, many who hear my message and playing dumb, many will pay in time to come. You know what he meant? This little boy, when that song was written, this little boy was 6 years old and he had a future. Now he's a corpse. When that song was written, Andrea Barrett was alive. And if we had taken up the message of what he was saying, we would have prevented there being PH taxis that could with bandits who should have been in jail with sempte charges. I mean, look at what went on in the perfect storm that destroyed that little girl's life. Look at what went on there. And 128,500 of us signed a petition, and neither the UNC nor the PNM have spoken a word about it to date. That is contempt for you, and it is unacceptable. And I'm saying to you, we either get busy fixing this country or we stop talking. On the 29th of October, we will be in Bamboo number 1. Gates open at noon. We start at 5. Come out in your thousands. It is time to stand together for a better Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you all very much. Stay safe.
Now, that was the political leader of the Progressive Empowerment Party, Philip Edward Alexander. Once again, we are live at Enterprise Shogunas for, I guess I could call this the memorial of Mr. Jamal Modest, who was shot dead a few days ago, actually, and he was shot in the back after trying to run. So you've heard the entire Progressive Empowerment Party team. You've heard from Dion Richards. You've heard from the Women's Arm Chairman Precious Cruikshank. You've heard from Darren Ramsey Paul carrying the Easters constituency. You heard from Ravi Sicharan. You've also heard from Mr. Jaikaran Singh for Point-a-Pay. So Trinidad and Tobago, please do stay safe and have an awesome one. David Welch, Youth Arm Chairman, Progressive Empowerment Party, and the entire PEP